Hey everyone, I'm Jared Samuels.
And I'm Jordan Pouncey. Today, we're bringing you another episode of What's Behind the Game, where you'll get an exclusive look at how all your favorite athletes eat, train, and anything else you'd like to know. Today, we have my teammate, fellow receiver Collin Johnson from the University of Texas, and also one of the top wideouts in the country. Welcome, Collin.
I appreciate you. I'm glad to be here, Pouncey.
You know it.
Yeah, so thank you so much for coming on. My first question is, how did you get into football? And were you always really good at the sport, or did it was just like a progression for you?
I got into football. I come from a football background in my family. My dad played in the NFL for 10 years. Also went to the University of Texas. And so I kind of grew up a huge fan of football. And then when I turned 7, I first started playing Pop Warner. And it wasn't really like the best. I had flashes of kind of just natural talent. But other than that, I just had to work for everything that I've gotten. Um, and then I slowly just started, working my tail off and developing into a big, uh, pretty complete receiver now. But it took a lot of hard work. It didn't come just natural for me personally. Besides my height, that's God given, but everything else I had just had to work for, man.
Can you talk about more about your dad and how his past and maybe your other family members, their athletic past, how that influenced your career?
For sure, yeah. So my dad, he played, like I mentioned, for Texas back in 1976 through 1979, I believe, and he was just a beast. He played DB here at the University of Texas and was part of starting the DBU kind of tradition here at UT, which is a huge kind of just accomplishment for him. And I feel like something that he kind of holds on to, and it's kind of just a prideful thing. But also, he's in the Hall of Fame. He was a first round draft pick, like you name it. My dad did it. So a lot of success there with my pop. So kind of following in his footsteps. It was at first I struggled kind of being my own person because I'm kind of in my dad's shadow all the time. But as I got older, I learned to just embrace it and just be my own self. And I just realized the blessing of having a dad who did the things that I dream of doing. So
Definitely.
Awesome.
So, Colin, you've dealt with some injuries, including one your senior year of high school that kind of knocked you out for the rest of the season. Can you tell us about how you approached those injuries and how you kind of just got back on the road to recovery?
for sure. So my senior year of high school, I tore my labrum in my left shoulder my the second game of the season. So I had to make a decision to get surgery and kind of take care of myself long term or kind of just play. But I had some serious risks of like seriously affecting it for down the road, like for the rest of my life. So I decided to get surgery and it hurt, um, because I had to miss the whole season. And the second game, this what hurt the worst for me personally. The second game I played, I actually tore my labrum like in the middle of the game, but I finished and we beat that team by like 3 touchdowns. And then I was out the whole season, and that's the same team that went back and beat us in the championship, and then went to state. And I'm like, man, if I was just out there, I can like be a part of it and like help my team win. Because I personally never been to a state championship nor won a championship in high school, so that hurt. Um, but putting that aside and just kind of talking about my mindset and my approach to the injuries, like all you can do is be positive. I always say injuries, man, like you can't control it. So you just got to control what you can control, and that's just being positive and kind of how you approach rehab and every day, and that's all you can do. And then at the end of the day, you may come out stronger. Like I always use this example: my left shoulder now stronger than my right, and my left shoulder is the one I got surgery on. So you kind of approach the situation the right way, even though it's not ideal. You can come out stronger. It's just about being positive.
I feel that. So you dealt with that injury, you moved past it, you signed to Texas, moving into your freshman year, you know, from signing day, other than your dad coming to Texas, why did you decide to attend Texas, and what advice would you give young athletes, young recruits going through the process?
The advice I give the young recruits going through the process is don't get caught up in how many offers you have or somebody else has, or um, what type of schools are recruiting you, the hype, how many followers you have, how many stars you have. Like, leave all that aside and just focus on being the best of you that you can be. Because all you need is one opportunity. You look at the NFL, there's more 3-star, 2-star, no-star guys drafted than 5-star guys consistently. That's like a trend in the NFL. And also some of the best players in the NFL, the Tom Brady's, like Julian Edelman, Antonio Brown, these guys, like the J.J. Watts. There's so many you can name that pretty much got one opportunity and probably went to like a small college, got drafted late in the draft, and just balled out in the NFL because they had a chip on their shoulder. So people get caught up all the time in the hype during the recruiting process, but you got to leave that aside and just focus on being the best that you can be, and that'll put you in the best position to succeed in college and in your future career. And then why I chose Texas, my dad went here, like I mentioned. My brother and I wanted to play at the same school, so we both committed here. So my brother's on the team. He plays running back, number 28, and now my sister is on the track and field team. She throws javelin, so we're all at the same school, which is like unbelievable and a very unique opportunity. So that's a lot of the reasons why I chose Texas over some other schools.
Definitely. Okay. What was it like? What was it like coming from high school to college? I know you played in California, and a lot
You
of
got the rip on California.
no, it's a big jump playing high school football anywhere coming to college. What was that transition like?
It was hard because in high school you can kind of get away with being the most athletic on the field, and if not the most, like one of the most. So you can just get away with doing stuff maybe not the right way or being lazy here and there. But in college, my dad used to say like everyone's going to be the Collin Johnson, everyone's the Jordan Pouncey. They're all recruited, they're all on scholarship. You know what I'm saying? So you got to separate yourself by doing like the little things right. And in college, people tell you you have morning workouts. You got to get up at 5 a.m. You got study hall. You got practice. You got extra treatment you got to do to take care of your body. You have film. You have all these things that are kind of added to your plate that you may not have been used to fully in high school. So that's kind of what I had to adjust to. But you just got to embrace it and know that's in your best interest to make you the best player that you can be.
Over your 3 years at Texas and moving in your senior year, you seem to have improved each year. What do you attribute most to your improvement? Each year.
Only thing I can control at the end of the day is just being like, that's one thing I'm huge on, is like getting better. Like myself. If you think of yourself as the only competition, like looking in the mirror and being the best version of yourself that you can be, I found this personally to be like the most effective way to just progress in any area of your life. So like for football, for example, I come in freshman year, I had like 300 yards receiving. Obviously not satisfied, but like, okay, that's a start. Sophomore year, I think I have like 700. Junior year, have like 900. So I'm like constantly progressing, and that's just kind of stats to show it. But I'm huge on that. Like if maybe one year I would have 1,200, and then the next year I have like 300. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not. I don't really like that. It's all about being constantly getting better and getting better in everything you do. So I attribute that to just focus on my success, to just focusing on being the best that I can be.
So these next few questions are kind of more on like training specifics.
Yeah.
So my brother actually, he wanted me to ask this. He wanted me to know, how do you work on strength while also work on speed? Because a lot of people think when you get stronger, you get bigger and then you slow down. But at the receiver position, you need to be strong and you need to be fast. So how do you work on that? Those two things.
It's kind of easy in college because you have someone telling you exactly what to do, like with the strength coach telling you need to do this workout. He has a set like routine and workouts for you every time you go in the weight room. So that's like the easy part. But I guess my advice to someone who doesn't have those resources right now is just get as strong as you can, but like you gotta just stay athletic. Like Coach McKnight always says, if people are getting like heavier or people are getting stronger, people are getting whatever, he's like, well, is your speed still there? He keeps asking that, and if the answer is yes, then like you're fine. You can, if I'm 200 pounds running a 4.5 40, and then all of a sudden I get to like 230 and I still run a 4.5, like there's not a problem. But if I get to 230 and I run like a 4.7 or something like that, then there's a problem. You got to find something in there to fix. So I guess it's just finding a fine line of getting strong but staying athletic, and that's different for everyone. You just got to find a trainer that works for you and stick to something. A lot of people always think it's a magic formula going to different resources and different training coaches, like it's just magical. Like you just have to find something that you feel works for you and stick to it. That's the most important thing. Family Pouncy.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay.
My boy Jordan.
All right.
Jordan Pouncy.
All right. Here's the next question. So this past season, your junior season, you had some outrageous catches. I think you had a couple catches that went viral, actually. Um, how do you work on your hands? Is it a lot of genetic things, or is it something that you can practice?
I don't think it's really genetic things. Maybe like a slight advantage just naturally, but I think you have to work on that stuff. And that my advice to everyone who wants to catch better is do everything that helps with hand-eye coordination. Don't just catch a football, like catch a tennis ball, juggle, um, box, like do anything. If it could like help you in your hand-eye coordination just as an athlete and being more fluid, be a better athlete, then do it. I'm all for it. So I'll literally do anything I can put my hands on that helps me be more, kind of locked in and my hand-eye coordination better. I would do anything. So that's my advice. Do like literally anything that helps your hand-eye coordination. But for me personally, for one specific workout, I like tennis ball workouts and stuff. So if you just catch tennis balls, and I feel like that'll help you because it's just a smaller object. So if you can catch that, you can catch a football a lot easier.
Mhm.
That's smart. How do you work on your quickness and route running as a receiver?
Um, I think you just have to first off just do kind of just footwork drills consistently to get that muscle memory down, and just always push yourself like while you're doing the footwork drills. Don't just go through the motions. Like really try to shoot your feet faster than the day before, and every day get better and better, and things like that. So I guess you just have to do a lot of cone drills, ladders, and then just run the route tree over and over again and perfect it. So that's how you kind of get quicker, in my opinion, as a receiver. And then also the competition aspect. If you go out there with a DB and just you compete, um, I feel like competition brings the best out of you. So that's also how you can work on some of your quickness and the moves that you trained, and you could apply them into like an in-game situation in a one-on-one rep or like 7-on-7, and you can see if it works, what doesn't, and just take that.
Mhm. So Jordan actually talked about this a little bit. He talked about you being kind of a mentor and taking like a leadership role this season. Can you talk a little bit more about that and like how you've done that, and maybe any tips you might have to anyone that's on their team? It could be a high school team, could be another college team, doesn't matter. Anyone going into that role?
I just think you just have to embrace it, because when you're a mentor or a leader, it's obviously a lot more expectation on you. Like when something's not going right, everyone looks to you to see how you respond. Like, oh, how's my leader going to respond? How's my mentor going to respond? So it's like a lot of pressure, a lot of, it's just exhausting. Sometimes you got to go out of your way to help somebody out when you're already tired yourself. But you just have to embrace all of that and understand that it's for the betterment of the team and the big picture. Like it all makes sense, and it's just for a good cause. And you just have to just kind of just like be a sacrifice, lead by example, and just put yourself, your feelings, your emotions to the side, and understand that it's a bigger picture. Like you have people looking up to you, and those are the people you got to focus on when you're tired yourself. So it's definitely something I'm still learning to do. Obviously, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm a senior now, and I've been here for 3 years. This is my fourth year, so now I'm learning and trying to take that role on. But it's just a constant learning process for everybody.
Mhm. In your 3 years at Texas, who has served as like a mentor to you, or it could be a few people, and like what did they teach you along the way?
My dad has been a mentor kind of my whole life, and especially when I got to Texas, he kind of because he'd been there before, he knows X, Y, and Z. Like he's been to the league, he's been drafted first round, he's been a Hall of Famer, he's been all those things. So, and that's kind of where I'm trying to go. I have goals of all those things, for an example. So if he's been there, obviously I'm gonna listen to him because he knows what it takes to get there. So my dad, director of player development here, Kevin Washington. He's right when Coach Herman came in, he brought in Kevin Washington, and he kind of served as a mentor to me as well. So I'm fortunate to have that resource on the coaching staff. And that's the main two right now.
I feel that. What is your mindset like going into games? Do you have like a specific routine you do, and like, have you changed that routine at all, like from your freshman year to now?
My freshman year to now, I think I changed my routine a little bit. Just kind of, I got to like feel things out. I had no idea what I was getting into my freshman year. I was just kind of nervous, just going with the flow. But then my sophomore year, I started to kind of get a routine down. And then I carried that over into my junior year, and I'm still probably doing the same thing. Nothing crazy, but like the night before the game, or 2 nights before the game, because we traveled the night before the game or the day before the game. So 2 days before the game, when I'm at like my house where I live in Austin, I basically like just catch tennis balls with my girlfriend, just like to let loose, have fun. Like I was mentioning tennis ball drills, like people think it's like lame or whatever, but I'll just be with my girlfriend and we'll be like, all right, time to do tennis ball drills, and I just throw them back and forth. That's like relationship goals. You gotta get you a girl that can do that. But I was just like throw the tennis balls back and forth, literally to just relax, and it's just kind of my thing that we do. And then I feel better. And then always I get to the hotel, like the next day we travel, I get to the hotel, I get treatment, and then yeah, once I get treatment, I'm pretty much ready to go, and I just listen to my music. Depending on how I feel, depends on kind of the music I listen to. Sometimes I got to get more hyped, but if it's a big game and there's already a lot of pressure and hype, and sometimes I got to mellow down. So it's just all on kind of the feel. So I do my routine about the tennis ball drills, my taking care of my body and treatment, whether I'm hurt or not, just to take care of it and get that competitive edge. And then three is I fill out kind of the game environment, or how everything's going, and I listen to music accordingly.
I didn't write this one down, but I'm actually curious. When you do all these different drills, like a tennis ball drill or a ladder drill, do you write down like let's say your time, or I don't know a specific tennis ball drill, but do you
No,
write it all down, or do you just log it in your head and you
no,
just know how you're improving?
I log in my
Okay.
head. I honestly sometimes I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm just like I'm gonna go. Like for example, I'll go to the field. I have no idea what I'm gonna do, but I know I have to put in some work. So I'll have an idea sometimes, if I don't have a written workout, but I have an idea. I'll go out there, set up cone drills based on what I feel I need to like get better at, and I'll just do that. But it just takes a lot of self discipline and self even accountability. If you like mess up, to like be disciplined enough to be like, okay, I got to go back and do it again, because no one's out there telling you what to do. So that's just something you have to put on yourself. And but yeah, I don't really write anything down. I do basically what I feel I need, and you got to be honest with yourself. You can't be like, oh, I need to get 1 rep in today. You can't do that. You got to be like, I seriously suck at this, so I'm just gonna do it until I get it, and kind of just be honest with yourself.
Hmm. So, what are you looking forward to most heading into your senior season?
Man, it's just like I think about it now. Like I have 6 more months of college football like in my life. You know what I'm saying? Um, That's insane. So I'm just savoring every moment, just enjoying the good and the bad. Like, that I'm just savoring the moment really. But I'm looking forward to doing everything I can to help this team win the championship. I really want to win the big championship, and I promise myself I'll do everything I can to help make that happen. And um, man, just go out there and just play the sport I love.
All right. Last question, Colin. We asked every athlete this question. It's what we do. This is our staple right
Yeah,
here.
I feel that.
What are your top 3 recommendations for young athletes?
Top 3 recommendations for young athletes. I mentioned it earlier in the interview. The first one is don't compare yourself to anybody. Be the best version of yourself that you can be. That's all you got. So why stress about something that you don't have or whatever? Like be the best you can be. Number one, and just perfect that. Um, Number 2 is take care of your body. Like I'm like I can't explain it, but take care of your body young because when you get older, I remember when I was young, I always used to think these older athletes were just like talking, just talking smoke, like whatever. Take care of your body. This, my body hurts, whatever. But it went in one ear and out the other. But that's true. You got to take care of your body because if not, it'll catch up to you. So, if you're in high school now, or just got to college, whatever. Take care of your body. So that's number 2. Um, and number 3, um, oh, have fun for sure. Like it's a game. Football is a game, and people forget that. And when you get to college, it's more like a business, and when you get to the NFL, it's even worse. So if you can figure out a way to have fun in your sport of football or whatever sport you play, it'll take you a long way. So if you can do those 3 things, don't compare yourself to others and be the best you can be. Take care of your body in whatever sport you're playing, and just have fun. I feel like it'll take your game to the next level.
Awesome. That's great. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
I got
thank
you,
you,
man.
Collin.
Pouncy, I got you. It's all love, bro. Am I done?
Thank you.